Kakashi Hatake is a shinobi from Konohagakure. He was a Jonin, former Nabu, and the leader of Team 7. He was known worldwide for his use of the Sharingan, earning him the nickname Kakashi the Copying Ninja and Kakashi of the Sharingan. As a teenager he was a student of Minato Namikaze and teammate of Obito Uchiha and Rin Noira. He was also the captain of the 3rd Division of the Grand Shinobi Alliance. After the events of the 4th Shinobi World War, Kakashi became the 6th Hokage of Konoha. Kakashi, at first, shows an impassive expression and a half-numb countenance, with a serene and calm voice, and a minimalist and apathetic attitude. However, in serious situations, he is shown to have a very serious and intense look. He is a carefree and therefore somewhat indifferent individual, and gives the impression of being a somewhat solitary and independent person, as he spends much of his free time in solitude, reading his erotic books or visiting the grave of former fallen comrades. Also, whenever he is not busy, he carries his hands in his pockets, which adds to his dull appearance. He almost always wears his Konoha ninja uniform along with the iron gloves that remind him of his ANBU days. Another notable feature of Kakashi is the thin scar that runs across his left eye down to his cheek. A tall ninja, he is distinguished by his silver hair. On his forehead he usually wears his shield covering his left eye and his scar. Chio once mistook Kakashi for her father due to their strong physical resemblance. Although it has not yet been revealed why he wears his mask, he wears it from a young age, always hiding the lower half of his face, which arouses the interest of his students, who try to see his face. Episode 101 focuses on Team 7, trying to remove his mask. Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura tried several times to see his face, but all to no avail. Each believed that Kakashi was hiding something behind his mask. Naruto thought he had a very small mouth, Sasuke thought he had huge teeth, and Sakura thought he had exaggeratedly thick lips. Then, at the end of the episode, Naruto asks him what's behind the mask, and Kakashi decides to show them, but only reveals another mask underneath, which causes the three of them to fall to the ground and yell at him. From Tucci and Iam's reaction to seeing Kakashi's face, it can be inferred that he is quite attractive. In the epilogue, it is noted that he no longer covers his left eye with his shield, which, so far, he doesn't seem to wear, and his hair looks longer and messier. He has a pair of dark circles under his eyes that make him look more like his father. He is also seen wearing the new Konoha ninja uniform. In the Omake Book of Wind, the truth about his face, Kakashi's face is revealed, showing a more relaxed look than usual. Kakashi has a face that, according to Sakura when she pretended to be Sukiya, is attractive. Kakashi has a mole on the left side of his face, below his mouth. Interestingly, Guy was the only one who almost discovered his disguise, but in the end he didn't, indicating that between the two of them there is such a close relationship that Guy almost recognized him even without his mask. Courageous and determined, calm, honest and collected, an expert strategist and in the art of dissimulation, even after exploring all the extensive repertoire of praises that someone could dedicate to a shinobi, it is inevitable to feel that they are not enough to describe Hatake Kakashi. Burning with passion on the inside, serene on the outside. Anyone could say that this combination of contrasting characteristics overcomes contradiction, exemplifying what a shinobi should be like. Kakashi experienced deep melancholy and stiffness after his father's suicide. His death caused immense pain and sadness in Kakashi, who began to strictly follow all rules and despise anyone who disobeyed them, just like his teammate Obito. However, everything changed when Obito was mortally wounded on a mission, and Kakashi and Obito became friends in the final moments of that tragic battle. The death of his comrade Rin also left a deep mark on Kakashi's personality. He is now, as everyone knows him, cheerful, kind and shows greater concern for his teammates and students, risking his own safety for the success of a mission and to save his teammates, and firmly believing that teamwork is essential to the success of the team as a whole, something he inherited from his young student's father. In addition, he is now more casual about being regularly late for appointments, and giving obvious and goofy excuses like Obito used to. This is due to his frequent visits to Rin's grave and Obito's memorial, where he loses track of time. However, despite all this, Kakashi is still as cheerful and passionate as he was in his youth thanks to his friends, and often speaks bluntly about sensitive topics. Kakashi maintains a rather solitary, quiet, and reserved relationship. His serene and aloof demeanor has been described as cool on many occasions by his eternal rival. Despite his growing reputation and ninja skills, Kakashi shows no signs of arrogance and is rather modest about his abilities, as seen when he praises others for their combat skills and declares on more than one occasion that Naruto surpasses him in both power and heart. Although many suggested him as a candidate for Hokage, Kakashi admitted that such a position was not suitable for him. His calm demeanor naturally serves him well in battle, as it allows him to maintain his composure and focus on the current situation, allowing him to quickly adapt to any situation and make quick and accurate decisions, which keeps him one step ahead of his opponents. However, when something deeply disturbs him, Kakashi does not hesitate to show his fury for something he considers unforgivable, such as the summoning, reincarnation of the unholy world technique. Despite his calm demeanor, Kakashi has an emotional side, as seen when he discovered that Tobi was actually his best friend Obito Uchiha, whom he had given up for dead years ago. In that situation, Kakashi fell into depression and was unable to react to what was happening on the battlefield, but ultimately, despite his old friendship, Kakashi showed no mercy during the battle. Horrified by the fact that Tobi was actually his deceased partner, it later turned out that he was unable to kill his friend again, as Obito pointed out that Kakashi had been hesitating to kill him the whole time they had been fighting. In fact, when Kakashi had the upper hand in the fight, he stopped his Chidori technique before hitting Obito, which showed that he still cared deeply for his friend and continued to try to reason with him. However, when he was on the verge of collapse, it was the words and memories of his young, bold, and energetic pupil that revived him, which redefined his resolve during the fight and the war. Despite not being able to help his father, save his best friend and keep his promise, losing his teacher, the third Hokage and several companions in life, and allowing his student to fall into darkness, now his duty and will is to preserve the memories of how Obito and everyone was, defeating the current demon and protecting, teaching and guiding the most precious legacy of his teacher and predecessors, defending the new generation and protecting the savior of the world to the end. Kakashi maintains a rivalry, albeit a one-sided one, with another person. In trying to prove that he is superior to Kakashi, Might Guy challenges him to contests of questionable utility, ranging from rock paper scissors to racing. With a record of 50 wins and 49 losses, something he is particularly proud of, despite these somewhat exaggerated competitions due to their large variations. On the other hand, Kakashi shows little interest in these competitions, which only motivates Might Guy to beat Kakashi in his cool fashion. However, Kakashi showed disappointment when he learned that Guy taught Lee how to open the dangerous 8 gates, which turned into sympathy when Guy demonstrated what his pupil meant to him. Kakashi is a big fan of Jiraiya's ICHA novel series, which shows that he may have a bit of a kinky side. He is usually seen reading one of the books when he is not involved in a fight, making it his only hobby according to reports from several seen in the series. He was even reading it during his first fight against Naruto, who at the time was too weak to pose much of a threat. Despite his fondness for the books, he is uncomfortable when someone reads snippets of them, even around Pakken and his Ninkin, probably embarrassed by the adult content, as noted when they were in Jiraiya's last coding message. On one occasion, Naruto used these books against Kakashi during his second test of the bells, going so far as to threaten to reveal the end of the last installment, which forced Kakashi to close his eyes as well, even covering his ears. Kakashi was humiliated when he realized that Naruto hadn't read past the first 10 pages and had been tricked. He has no qualms about overstepping moral boundaries a bit when disguised as Sukiya, as seen in the epilogue when he was interviewing the academy students alongside Boruto. In the interview with Chocho, he tried to tilt the camera by taking advantage of her sitting down, which resulted in a reprimand from her. Kakashi doesn't like to be seen without his mask. As seen in the Omega Book of Wind, the truth about his face, he avoids at all costs when children try to see his face and gets quite nervous when he meets Guy, who almost recognizes him, even if he was in disguise. Kakashi is amused that his students show so much effort in trying to see his face beyond the missions. Masashi Kishimoto originally intended for Kakashi to debut in the second chapter of the manga, so that he would appear before the other members of Team 713. However, he abandoned that idea. Kakashi was conceived as a relaxed, serene individual, but a skilled ninja master, ending his sentences with the polite Gozaru in the Japanese versions of the series, similar to Kenshin Himura in the popular manga Rurouni Kenshin and Corporal Dororo in the manga and anime Kuroro Gunso. After consulting with his editor, Kishimoto postponed his debut until Chapter 3, which allowed him to create a more refined Kakashi and a more solid Team 7. It should be noted that at that time, around 1999, when a manga was just being published, chapters took approximately 15 to 20 days, so it is said that the author had more time to develop Kakashi. Despite this, Kakashi retains many of his original personality attributes, such as his calm, unperturbed by the actions of others and his generally sleepy appearance. Kishimoto believes that this made Kakashi a compelling leader and worked to keep the diverse Team 7 together. Because he acted as the link between the other main characters in the series, Kakashi was rarely the main focus in promotional artwork, so he was often seen in the background while his students were the main focus. When deciding on Kakashi's name, Kishimoto considered several options: Kuwa, Boten, Inoki, and Kakashi. He finally opted for Kakashi, and has been satisfied with that choice ever since. Depending on the meaning of his name, scarecrows are sometimes used to represent Kakashi. For example, Naruto uses a scarecrow dressed as Kakashi to train for a combat test between them. In addition, scarecrows are sometimes added to scenes in which Kakashi appears, as was the case with the cover of the manga's third volume. Kakashi is the most popular character in the series. In the first poll he got the first place with more than 22,000 votes, in the second he reached the second position with about 2,600 votes, in the third he regained the first place with just over 8,000 votes, in the fourth he returned to second place with about 6,500 votes, in the fifth he fell to third place with less than 5,500 votes, and in the sixth poll he got the second place with almost 3,000 votes. In the compilation of the 6 polls he gets the first place with a total of 48,431 votes, which makes him the most popular character among the fans of the series, or at least of the manga. It is noteworthy that he is the only character who has never been out of the top 3 of the polls. According to the record of his students given by the third Hokage to Iruka Umino, Kakashi's teams never passed the first survival test since according to Hatake they all did what he asked without question. Kakashi appearance 1, January 4th. According to Pakken in an Omake, Kakashi doesn't really like to be photographed without his mask. According to Masashi Kishimoto, he thought of many names for Kakashi, and the best ones he chose were Kuba, Boten, Kakashi, and Inoki. In the end he was torn between Kakashi and Inoki, but decided on Kakashi. In the first Naruto movie, Kakashi copied Ice Element Jutsu, which was impossible to do with the Sharingan. This is because the copied Ice Element is not Kekkai Jinkai. Snow Country ninjas only manipulate it, not create it from chakra like Haku. He tends to be late for team meetings. On a few occasions in the Chunin exams, Kakashi mentions that Sasuke looks like him. Kakashi was assigned 2 students who have something in common with his team as a kid: Naruto, with his sensei, Minato, and Sasuke, Obito's relative. In addition, Sakura would later become a medical ninja, as would Rin. In the game Naruto Shippuden, Clash of Ninja Revolution 3, Kakashi Anbu is the most expensive character. According to Kakashi in the manga Rock Lee the Spring of Youth, he only wears the mask to cover his nosebleed when reading ICHA. He is the second ninja outside of Kirigakure to have gotten hold of one of the swords of the 7 Mist Swordsmen. In a bonus mission in a Naruto game, he loses the book Makeout Tactics, which was just released. You can notice his desperation and the tone of voice in which he speaks to Naruto, and upon finding the book Naruto says to himself, he's giving me the thanks of the century just for a book. Kakashi has worked with all 9 rookie teams separately: Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke as his main team, Ino, Shikamaru, and Choji to search for Haiden and Kakuzu, and Kiba, Hinata, and Shino to search for a lair of Orochimaru. Kakashi is ambidextrous. He uses Chidori and Rasengan with his right, but it is clearly seen in Chapter 203 when he threatens Tobi that he does Chidori with his left as well. In Cartoon Network, Kakashi's tunics loses his mask and so his face can be seen, and it's noticeable that he's missing a tooth. The design of his Mangekyo Sharingan changes. At first the background is red and the figure black, but in Chapter 214 of the anime the colors are reversed. From 215 onwards he already has the color of the Mangekyo Sharingan right again. Kakashi has been nominated to be a candidate for the title of 6th Hokage on 2 occasions. The first was after Pain's attack on Konoha, before the meeting of the 5 Kages, and the other occasion was when he was already going to be assigned his position and interrupted the appointment, giving the news that the 5th Hokage had come out of coma. Ironically, he would be who would finally succeed her as the 6th Hokage 2 years later, even though he was not interested at first. This was the first character to appear with an implanted Kekkai Jinkai. Kakashi, who has the Sharingan, is one of 8 people who possess a Kekkai Jinkai despite not being a member of the clan he belongs to. The others are Ao, Yamato, Danzo, Madara Uchiha, Kabuto Yakushi, Obito, and Moegi Kazamatsuri. Before possessing his Sharingan, Kakashi could detect enemies through his sense of smell. This may be a reference to his Ninken. In the movie Naruto Shippuden 3, The Heirs of the Fire Will, during a memory of Hiriko, Kakashi is seen to detransform his left eye, being that it cannot deactivate his Sharingan. Of the fights he has had with Might Guy, he leads him 51-50, which he won after an eating competition. In the movie Naruto Shippuden 5, Prison of Blood, it seems that that Kakashi uses the Raikiri in both hands, one Raikiri per hand. Masashi Kishimoto, creator of Naruto, states that he regrets drawing Kakashi with a mask, as fans would be disappointed with anything about Kakashi's face that he drew because of the expectations. Kakashi bears some resemblance to Ryu Hayabusa from the Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive video game saga. According to the second databook, Kakashi's hobby is reading the books in the ICHA series. Kakashi's favorite foods are salt sori and miso soup with eggplant, while his dislikes are fried food and sweets. He wants to fight against his master, the fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze. Kakashi has completed a total of 1141 missions, 197 rank D, 190 rank C, 414 rank B, 298 rank A and 42 rank S. In the first Naruto OVA, Kakashi mentions to Sasuke and Sakura that he conducted his Chunin examinations in Akagahara, but in chapter number 599 it is shown that he conducted them in the Forest of Death. He was the first character to perform a summoning jutsu, except if you count Minato Namikaze during the introduction. It also highlights that the way he did it is different from other types of summoning seen. He did not perform seals. It required a special scroll. It was he who spoke, unconsciously, to Obito about Naruto's birth, not Mikoto Uchiha as had been thought. In chapter 294, a part of his face is shown, but he covers his mouth and nose with his hand. In manga number 608, Kakashi first uses Kamui to teleport from one dimension to another, as Obito does, showing that he simply didn't know he possessed that ability. In chapter number 460 of the manga, Kakashi appears without the scar on his left eye. Apparently Kakashi has seen Might Guy's intimate part, which he identifies as small as a walnut. Chio mistook Kakashi for her father, Tsukumo Hatake, even though she knew he was dead. Kakashi is the only Susanoo user who does not belong to the Uchiha clan. At the exhibition in Japan, his face was revealed, showing an attractive appearance just as Pakken had imagined. In this it is revealed that he possesses a mole on his chin. Kakashi was chosen as one of the main characters of the epilogue novels approved by Masashi Kishimoto, this one being called Legend of Kakashi, Lightning from a Frozen Sky. Kakashi, in part 1, is one of the few characters who know that Naruto is the son of the fourth Hokage. In fact, the latter charged Kakashi with protecting Kushina Uzumaki for 9 months until the birth of the baby. Kakashi is the only one who has been in a team whose members became Jinchuriki. Rin was Jinchuriki of the Sanbai, Obito was Jinchuriki of the Jubi, and Minato was Jinchuriki of the Kyubi. Kakashi graduated from the academy at age 5. However, his classmates Obito and Rin graduated at age 9, when Kakashi was already a Chunin. Kakashi is the only one who has manifested the Susanoo without belonging to the Uchiha clan. I hope you liked the video. If you want me to bring a video about your anime character, comment it. Do not forget to check the videos of the channel. See you in the next video.